You may be too young to remember, but there was once upon a time that there were no mobile phones at that market and you had to create it from scratch. Then mobile phones came out of nowhere. Nobody really knew what they were for, nor how they could be used. You could make just about any claim about them. Not that you wanted to lie, but when the market is not very sophisticated, you can make very wild claims. You may be tempted to make any wild claim, but people are not stupid. And they're unlikely to buy the phones unless they know that other people have them, because they would need to call up somebody else. So people are unlikely to either buy your phones or even carry them with them unless they knew that they could call other people that also had a mobile phone. So the more mobile phones around, the more likely is that customers will want to have one. But it was not only necessary for many people to have the phones, but also that they worked. And for that you needed strong signals. That requires a substantial investment. Even today, very close to large cities, it is pretty frequent that you will have blind spots where the signal is either non-existent or too weak to be good enough. The more antennas you planted around the environment, the stronger the signals would be. And people will be pleased and then buy more phones and carry them with them. So you see, that's the problem. If you want people to have mobile phones, they have to be able to call other people. Therefore, many people will have to have a phone. But the signal will want to be strong enough. And in order for that, you have to make a very substantial initial investment, because people move around and they will want to be able to talk to others even when they are far away. Actually, that was the purpose of it, wasn't it? But if you have invested so much before, you will want to lock your customers in, because you don't want another white guy to come up and wipe the market off your feet once you've made the initial investment. So you see, when there was no market and you wanted people to have mobile phones, you knew how to make mobile phones, but not necessarily antennas. You had to negotiate that with a supplier. And perhaps you needed to negotiate with a marketing company to make people want to have those phones. And there were many other stakeholders involved in this. The government, of course, to regulate the provision of that very new service. You see, this is a good case that introduces the one that we will discuss in the next session about organizing a rave. You may have a good idea, but you have to negotiate your way through in order to make it real.